For over 2 decades, we focused on one philosophy, the 10 life values, a system that helps us examine our lives, our vision, our leadership. Our products and our services are exclusively for men, all men. The ones who teach and mentor our kids, maintain our livestock and grow our food, make and repair our products, saves us from catastrophe, and protect our nation. The 10 life values are woven into every product and service we create. Because at the end of the day, our vision is to see all men from every community equipped with the appropriate processes and the necessary tools to be excellent fathers and the best version of themselves they can be.
Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hello. How are we doing? Hopefully we're doing fine. Is everybody doing fine? We got a good one for you today. Let me kind of adjust this camera a little bit. The Modern Mercenaries is an old concept that I no longer subscribe to. I'm actually going to start scrubbing it off of stuff, Matrix. So, yeah, I've been here a long time. So I've gone through my phases, and that was one of them. So we got a good one here today. You know, I don't know. I like to chit chat a little bit. I don't know why I want to talk about. I'm not going to talk about it because that'll get me into something else that has nothing to do with what we're doing today. I want to talk about your man being better than you because you said red is my favorite color. Actually, believe it or not, pink is my favorite color. Actually, pink is my favorite color. Red is the brand color, but pink is my favorite color. Like personally, you probably always catch me in something pink. Yeah, and then it'll be 15 minutes. It's like, when is she gonna get to the topic? Thank you, Norin. Thank you so much for kicking it off and for sponsoring the show. Thank you. Yeah, this topic gonna ruffle some feathers. It's gonna ruffle a couple of things because before we actually get into the topic at hand, thank you, Miss Tanya. Before we get into the topic at hand, let's talk about that word better. See, the way we've been socialized this last 2 generations or so, we don't like the word better. Better is a cringy word because we've been socialized into the participation trophy concept. Thank you, 39 Dina. Thank you. We've been sort of tamed in that way. The participation trophy, everybody that shows up is just as good as everybody else. Not really. Not really. Not really. There's a such word. There are 3 words: good, better, best. Okay? Good, better, best. That are in the English language, and they don't get canceled because we're living in a time where somebody can't say that they're better than somebody else. We don't like that word because we think that if you say better, that means everybody else is lame or a piece of crap, or they don't have any value. Okay. Thank you, Aaron. I've been following you for a while, and congratulations on your success. Thanks for all you do. Thank you so much, Aaron. I often give the example of the Olympics. The Olympics has a gold, a silver, and a bronze placement. Okay? The gold medalist in any Olympic competition means that you were the best that year in that competition. The silver medal meant that you were this close to the goal, but you didn't quite the time, you didn't quite make the score, or whatever the case. However, you were still good enough that you needed to be recognized. Your efforts needed to be recognized and applauded. You still deserved some kind of award for that. And bronze is the same. It's third place, but in a competition that big where you had to overcome so many obstacles and so many, semifinals and qualifying rounds and all of this other stuff that you had to beat out thousands of other athletes in this whatever competition you're in. You had to beat out thousands of other people to make it to the world stage. And then to get on the world stage. And just because you didn't win gold doesn't mean you don't have value as an athlete. So 1, 2, and 3 get recognized. They get to stand on the podium. They get to get their medals. They get to get their flowers. They get to stand in the winner's circle. Now, we can't do that for placement number 4 on down. You was all right. Better luck in the next 4 years. We ain't gonna say you just was crap because you made it to the Olympics, so you had your own, obstacles that you overcame. But these 3, the gold, the silver, and the bronze medalists, are number 1, 2, and 3 in the world for the next 4 years. Okay? So there is a such thing as being good, bronze, third place, better, silver medal, best, gold medal. The valedictorian of any graduating class was the best student in that graduating year. The salutatorian was second best. That don't mean the salutatorian had no value. Thank you, C. Said great topic. That's why we have so much delusion and mediocrity now. We can't acknowledge someone or something is better. then how can we grow or increase? There's no ambition or next level. Exactly. There's no level higher. So, no reason to be better, no reason to strive, no reason to do anything, no reason to strive for excellence at all. There's always another level. So when we say better, I know that's going to trigger a bunch of people because, well, ain't nobody could be better than me. And we ain't better than other people. Yeah, we can be. We can be better than other people. And that don't mean, see, I want to spend a little time talking about the word better and the connotation that it has for us specifically as Black people. See, we always have been taught as a part of our spiritual value that you can't be better than nobody because that is akin to arrogance. No, it's not. No, it's not. I always wanted to roller skate. I have always thought that was the coolest thing in the world is to learn how to roller skate. I can't roller skate to save my life. Do you understand me? And I have tried, okay? The only luck I've ever had is with inline skates, and that marginally. I can't even stand up on the classic four-wheel skate. I can't even stand up. I can't even stand up straight. Thank you, Frederick. There are other people who can do splits. They can jump. They can skate backwards. They can skate in a group. They can dance while they skate. They better than me. What do it hurt me to acknowledge? Yeah. They better than me. I'm in the kiddie rink falling. I never could double dutch real good. And that's bad. A little black girl growing up in the hood supposed to been able to double dutch. But I would be out there digging them potatoes, baby, and couldn't double dutch. I could skip my own rope, but I couldn't double dutch at all. Get in there, I get a few in, which always mystified me because I'm real rhythmic. So, I can always dance and stuff. So I was like, okay, jumping, double dutch ain't nothing but a rhythm. So I never understood why I couldn't get that, but whatever. And it was other girls that could do it with their eyes closed. I couldn't turn the double dutch either. I don't know what was with me in double dutch. I was double-handed. You know what they used to call it being double-handed? Where you couldn't turn on rhythm. I couldn't turn on rhythm. I was always an honor student in school. I've always been an honor student in school. Thank you, Tanya. I ain't never been in the remedial class. Ever. Never. And many of my classes were not regular class. I was always in the advanced class with A's and B's. My brother was smarter than me. He was better. I was always trying to catch up to him. Be as smart as him. That didn't mean I wasn't smart. Because I was smarter than quite a few of my classmates. I always graduated top 5% or something like that. I was never the valedictorian. My brother was the valedictorian of his 8th grade. Got inducted into all of these intelligence clubs. It was one way back. I don't even know if they still exist or not, called Kiwanis. Almost like a Mensa type club. Thank you, Mr. Vincenzo. I believe in you. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you so much for sponsoring the show as well. I could never catch up. I ain't never been the valedictorian. I was always that notch below. I was always that notch or two under. But that didn't mean I wasn't smart. That didn't discount all the honors that I got. That didn't discount all the A's and B's I got. That didn't discount all the awards I got. Oh, y'all saying Kiwanis is still around? Yeah, he got like inducted in the Kiwanis Club. This is way back. You know what I'm saying? In 8th grade, he graduated. And it was funny because it's a funny story. We went to an all-white grammar school. I was in 3rd grade. He was in 8th grade. And there had never been a black valedictorian from that school. And he beat out their favorite white girl. Her name was Stacy. And they was neck and neck in them scores. And they wanted Stacy to beat him so bad, but she could do it. He was always scoring higher than her on them tests. Always a better score. Always a better grade. Always. And when it came time to calculate who was who, he was the valedictorian. She was the salutatorian. Better. Now, let's get to the topic at hand. Oh, they was big mad at that school. They was big mad at that school because they had to give him his honor. They had to. And it was neck and neck all up until the end. He just blew past her with them scores. He just shot past her. That's why I admired my brother so much. Getting to the topic at hand, a man is always better than his woman. Women can argue that. You'll get modern women right now that'll argue that down. They'll argue you down. Ain't no man better than me. Why would I want a man better than me? Who said men was better than me? We don't even need no man. So what you talking about? You pandering again to these men again. You just mammying with these men again. What is you talking about? We'll prove it. Men should be better than a woman in 12 very specific ways. The first way that women want the men to be better than them. They can sit there and talk that hyena babble all they want. He can't be better than me. He ain't better than I got a PhD. And every last sentence of that is cap. Cap. You can call any hyena out on that. See, because lionesses don't even play that game. We always want to do better than us. Duh. Because I certainly don't want one beneath me. And they don't want one beneath them either, which is why they call it what? What's the word they like to use when they have to get a man that's quote unquote beneath them? What's the word? What did they do in their mind? Y'all put it in the chat room. settle. Settle. That I had to settle. What are they talking about? Because they view this man not as their better. They just don't like the word. They just don't like the word because it's an ego hit. So they don't like using the word, I want him better than me. But they prove they want a man better than them when they start talking about all the expectations that they want him to have. They want him to have all this exorbitant amount of money. They want him to be 6 feet tall. They want him to be, the 6 abs and more than 6 inches. And they need him to be all of these things. They want him to be better than them. Thank you, Taha. I said I won't play with the black folks 2022. I must salute this sister, no doubt. Nothing but a game. Even though I have no kids and retired from the army, but this is not good enough for these present sisters. Thank you so much. And see, it's all cap. Number one, they want men to be bigger than them. This is what the 6 feet is about. Every time a woman got on Kevin Samuels, or every time a woman got on Kendra G show, and she asked, or Kevin asked, how tall, yeah, I need him to be taller than me and bigger than me and 6 feet, and I just don't want no man shorter than me. I just don't want all this I want him bigger than me. Why? That is like a protective thing. I want this man to be more durable physically. It's a form of it's a feeling of protection. It feels secure. Only problem with a bunch of these hyenas is that they're bigger than the men. And this is what Kevin was talking about with the Big Shirley situation. You're bigger than men. Hyenas are always big. Hyena females are always bigger than hyena males. And that's because they're there to dominate the male and keep him in his place. So she's physically dominant. She's bigger. But they want men to be bigger than them, which is fine. You just got to get smaller, baby, because these men ain't about to get too much bigger than that. The men are the average size that men have always been. I mean, you can get a bigger man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no men that's not bigger. Yeah, it's actually more than you think. Men that are 6 feet or above. You know what I'm saying? 200 plus pounds. That kind of stuff. Problem is, you 5'5", 200 plus pounds. That's the problem. So it's hard. It's mighty hard. Mighty hard for him to be bigger than you. Mighty hard. You outweigh him by a good 50 pounds. You're not taller, but you wider and you heavier. And you want him to be able to, smack it up, flip it, rub it. He can't smack nothing. He certainly can't flip it. You got to flip yourself. Now I can smack it and rub it down, but that flip situation, you got to do that on your own. You can't flip me. No, I cannot. No, ma'am. That's like trying to flip one of them big truck tires. You know how you flip them when you working out and you know what I'm saying? You got to squat down to really good. No, we're not doing that. You got to turn your own self over. I wanted you to do it, but I can't. You're not going to give me a hernia. I'm not going to have a slip disc trying to turn you around. I'm just going to point you in the direction I want you to go, and then you do it. Men strong, but they ain't, when they pushing dolphins and killer whales back into the ocean. It take a few men to do that. One man is not really going to do that. So you got to, you got to come on down, Big Shirley. You want them to be bigger than you. You want them to be smarter than you. Now, this is where a hyena kick her back feet. Because let all of them tell it, they got PhDs and they done graduated all at the top of their class. Every last one of them. It ain't hard to, graduate at the top of your Malcolm X community college class. That is not difficult. Okay? It is not difficult to graduate from the top of your Kennedy King class. And if you're from Chicago, you know exactly what I'm referring to. It don't take a whole lot, to graduate at the top of your little 6-week CNA class. You want him smarter than you. You want this man to be able to outthink, to be able to put things into order mentally, to be able to calculate things up here. You don't want him calculate every calculation You don't want him doing that. Thank you, Gregory. You about to lose all kind of confidence if he's sitting there. Baby, what's 8 times 3? You don't want him 1, 2, 3, 4, and another one, and another one, and another one. See, you don't want him counting like that. This is why the hyena throw up her PhD, because she thinks that a man that didn't go and get a PhD is not smarter than her. So she wants him smarter than her. She could be working with a GED that she waited to get till she was 42 years old. And she want him to be, the top of an Ivy League class and stuff like that. And if he not, y'all killing me in the chat room. If he not, she gonna talk about it. She want him smarter. I need to go on a commercial break. So after these messages, we'll be right back.
When I'm training for professional competitions, men and women always ask me for advice. To women, I say push yourself harder than you ever have before and go beyond your comfort zone. Focus on your goals. Men, if I am willing to push myself to become Mr. Olympia in 2022, then I only have one thing to say to you. Bring your A game.
Here we go again.
She want a man that is smarter than her. If he don't have the level of formal education that she has, she thinks he's not smart. And women, if you are running around talking about my man can't be better than me, you got the wrong man. You got the wrong man. Because he ought to be. Because what he going to do for you if he ain't no better? What is he about to do? Nothing. Anyway. You want him taller. That kind of go with the bigger, the physical deal. They always want him taller. They always want, he got to be 6'5". He got to be 6'4". And it's guys that's 6'5" and 6'4". It sure is. Everybody don't get one. But what is she saying? This is, again, part of his physicality. This is a part of his, that protection. I want him to see a butt over my head. I want to be able to look up at him physically. Plenty of women say this. I want to look up at him. I don't want to look down. I don't physically want to look down. I want to physically look up. Because what is that symbolizing? I want to look up to him. I want to look up to him. Thank you, sun gods. Hyenas want to be smarter than their men so they can run game on them. Yeah, and then it's cap on top of it. So women want their betters because they don't even want to physically or symbolically look down on him. They don't want to look down and see the top of his head. They want to physically, which translates into symbolically, look up. And who do you look up to? You look up to people who are better than you. That's who you look up to. You look up to people who are better than you. You don't look up to people who are worse than you. You don't look up to your equals and your, you know what I'm saying? Your peers, you don't look up to them. When you want him to be faster than you, physically faster. Have y'all ever listened? I have seen men and been around men and was married to one who reflexes was like, how you get over here from over there that fast to catch that? He fool you. He would fool you. You wouldn't think a guy with that frame, and he wasn't no fat guy, nothing like that. But the way he would walk, it was always this slow, plodding kind of movements. Almost clumsy, almost. But when he had to run, he was problematic. If he had to run, that was, you'd be like, okay, I wasn't expecting him to move like that. Just the way he walked and moved around was this real deliberate way of moving. My late husband had a real deliberate, things were, okay, let me do. And you would think everything was like that. It wasn't. He was also real stealthy. Have y'all noticed that? Any of my lionesses have noticed that? That these men be real stealthy too. Like he'll walk in a room and you ain't know he was in there. I don't know if anybody ever really, it's a little disconcerting. It's a little disconcerting to turn around and not realize that he just walked in the room. And I consider myself pretty aware of like when people enter my space or not, or leave it. Y'all done peeped that? Like they'll come, you be like, thank you again, Norman. And how long you been standing there? A few minutes. Why? We like that. We want him, all of these things. These things are all physical. The bigger, the smarter, the taller, the faster. We want him physically superior to us. Because how do we want protection if he's not? If I'm bigger, stronger, smarter, taller, faster than him, we want them older. Thank you, Six Paths. Said, thank you, Auntie Crimson. I appreciate you and all your work. Thank you so much, sweetheart. His contributions are amazing. They are amazing, and I thank him very much. Norin be coming through with the contribution. I'm not even gonna lie. Him and Philip and like y'all be coming through with the contribution, and it's heartwarming for me. I really appreciate it like deeply, because this is a difficult time right now economically, and for them to take their hard-earned money and contribute here is an honor to me. We want him older. We want a man older than us. Now, there is a such thing as being too old for you. You know what I mean? Like when I was young, trying to get married, 19, 20 years old, I didn't want no man that was 15, 20 years my senior. I really didn't. Because I felt like he had lived too much life, and I was so young and really inexperienced with life in a lot of different ways. And I didn't want him to almost like look down on me almost. Like maybe not look down, but treat me like a dad. Like, cause I got a dad. So I didn't want my husband to do that. To be like, girl, come here, gal. You know, you married somebody, 20 years your junior. So, if you wanted a real mature woman, you should have went and got one. Thank you, Free My Grandma. But you came and got a teeny bopper, so that's what you got. And I didn't want to face that dynamic. But I did want a man that was old enough for me to respect like his life experience, respect his leadership. Thank you, Matrix Coffee and Blunt. Most women I know tell me they want a man that can teach them something, so he has to be smarter. Exactly. You want the man to be able to tell you things you don't know. Give you knowledge you don't have. Think of things in ways you have not thought of them. That is what we want. That's really what we need. That's a beautiful way to put it, Zahira. Never wanted a man young enough to be my son or old enough to be my dad, because the dynamic gonna be off. When we talk about an older man, what we really talking about is his ability to have order in his life, or his maturity level. It's less chaotic. When a man is older, we equate that as women as he's more mature. So he should have more of his life in order. So he shouldn't be as chaotic as, let's say, a 20-something-year-old man. Right? So I would never really deal with a man that's in his 20s, you know what I'm saying, because he's young enough to be my son. So there's a certain maturity level that's lacking because he's not old enough. He hasn't lived enough life yet. It'll be out of balance. That's why they call women that do that cougars, because the dynamic is out of balance. If I'm that much older than you, then it ain't a whole lot you can quote unquote tell me because I have more life experience than you do. Thank you, Loose Screws. I got more life experience than you. So when you come through and your problem solving, I know it ain't going to get it just because I've already lived through that issue. And I know that the problem solving that you just proposed, actually tried that before and it failed. See, I'm going to have to tell you that. And that's just going to interfere with you as a man, as a young man, developing that part of yourself. So, It's actually kind of backwards. That's why a lot of women, it's not super common that women get with younger men for sustained marriages and stuff like that. They'll play with a young man, but they won't really get with him for that. She got to be real immature, which unfortunately, feminism got them about 12 years old out here. So that's rather unfortunate. A lot of women are really, really immature. So a woman, like a woman my age, that's truly trying to get under the leadership of a man that's 25, 26, 27 years old. Thank you, Ms. Zahira said, or young, that you could be my baby or kid brother. Yeah. That's not going to work. Because it's almost like I can't respect it. Like I'm going to give you the cursory respect of one person to another, but you know, your SOS ain't solidified yet because you're not old enough. This ties into the next area that he's better than you or needs to be better than you, which is his experience. His life experience, number one, but also his experience with women. See, we need a man that has experience with women, specifically experience with the nature of women. And we need him to understand that and to know that and to deal with us, not from a place of bitterness or anger, but from a place of understanding. Like, I understand what women do. Thank you, Lemon. Said, get them likes up. Somebody need to hear this. Great content. Thank you so much. So, we need him with life experience, and we need him with experience with women. Because we need men that are going to be able to differentiate between a bad woman and a woman that's being a woman. Do we understand that? So if his woman is being feminine and that come with a certain level of chaos, we want him to be able to discern whether or not that's harmful or not. And then that translates into how he's going to respond to that. Is he going to flip his lid every time I go into my womanly emotional, thing? Like, I don't need him flipping out all the time or being mad at me all the time. I don't need him not having enough experience with women to not understand we emotional creatures. So you can't get mad that we get emotional. I'm not going to think like you. I'm not going to respond like you. I'm not going to deal with life the way you do. I'm not going to respond to emergencies or problems or issues or none of that stuff like you respond to them. I'm going to respond like a woman. And you want me to respond like a woman. Because if I start responding like you, I'm in my masculine energy. So we need the experience of life, and we need men that have experience with women so he can understand what he needs to do. If she's going kind of off on her emotional tangent, he know what to do to bring her back to, to some order, and he know it'll be cool. He also know when to cut that. Like, nope, this is malicious and she's out here wilding. She's wilding out. Wealthier and richer. Wealthier/richer. Now, a whole bunch of hyenas will be shaking their head like Ed for this one, because that's all you hear about. He gotta make $3 million every 2 seconds. Rich means he's got a lot of money. A man can be rich if he has worked a long time in corporate America and he makes a solid 6 figures, not $100,000, more like $250,000 or more per year. That's enough, especially if he's managing his money properly. That's enough to qualify him as rich, especially if he gets certain properties and things like that. He can build his net worth. And then there's the wealthy man. The wealthy man is making money hand over fist, and he's not trading his time for that money. So he's not working 9 to 5s, and he's not, answering to this corporation or that boss or this, that, and the third. Man, where you was at, it's 8:05, you was supposed to be here at 8. Like, hey, man, hey. He has several streams of income. Many of them are passive. Meaning, again, he's not trading time for dollars. Because he has to free up his time in order to pursue other things. He doesn't have time because you only got so much time, and there's only so many dollars to trade for that time. So take the constraint of time off the money so that it can become currency, so that it can become wealthy. A lot of women don't understand that, which is why they get up here and say they want a man and make $1 million a minute. You want him better than you. Because for all of that money you claim you make as a bunch of women, and I don't need no man because we be making $100,000. You always want a man that make more money than you. You always want him to do it. You always want him to pay the bills. You always want him to buy you stuff. You always want him to be able to afford things that you can't afford for yourself. You want him to be able to put you in a house that if they give you 20 more years, you wouldn't have been able to get the money to get in that house. You want him. You want the guy that can just put you in a car and it ain't no monthly little lease, little notes. You still paying notes on a 2012 Toyota Camry. Okay? That's on its last leg. You don't hardly take it to go get oil changes. But you want a man that's going to be able to put you in a BMW. You can't hardly spell BMW. You understand me? So you want him to go out into the world to do better than you. And the reason why this is an expectation is because they know men can do that and they can't. Whether the expectation is realistic or not, they expect men, whether he got a formal education or not, whether he got a corporate job or he's slanging them things, regardless of what he's doing and how he got there, she want him to go out into the world and be better than her because she know he can. You want him more logical. We're going to hit overtime. You want him more logical. Better than you. You don't want no man in a time of crisis to jump off the same ledge you finna jump off of. Duh. You don't want no man that in times of trouble, he can't be the bridge over troubled water. He in the water with you with the trouble. He ain't built no bridge. He ain't got no rope. He ain't got no raft. It's just troubled water in front of the both of you. And you ain't got no idea what to do, and neither do he. He looking at you, you looking at him, he looking at you. You want him to think logically. You want him to be able to do something that women do not do. We are emotionally driven creatures. The way I like to talk about that is women have emotional filters on the top and logic and reason at the bottom. Men have logic and reason at the top and his emotional filters at the bottom. So when things first hit him, whether it's a surprise or whether he saw it coming or he didn't see it coming or whatever, his first go-to is not to be like, oh my God, what we gonna do, babe? No. His first inclination is to not have the emotional reaction. Our first inclination is to be like, oh, babe, what we gonna do? Right? And his first inclination is, first I need you to calm down so I can do what? Think. I understand it done got you upset. Come here. I'm going to give you an example out of a movie. We all remember Titanic, right? The one with Leonardo DiCaprio, right? In the movie Titanic, they had done locked Leonardo DiCaprio up at the bottom of the ship. Had done handcuffed him to one of them poles in there, and the ship was sinking. Rose came down there. She found him. She tried to save him. And I'm going to tell you why me and my sister had the discussion. This is why Rose loved Jack and not the man she was supposed to be married. Because Jack had SOS. Jack's SOS kept her alive. You understand me? As soon as she got in there with him and he was tied to that pole, he started thinking. He didn't start panicking. She was panicking. He was thinking. He said, grab that axe. She grabbed it. He said, now chop this. I need to get out. We need to get out. You got to free me. So she panicking. I'm going to cut you. Ooh, Jack, I can't do it. He don't want her to cut his hands off either. So you know what Jack did? You know what Jack really did? He calmed her down. What did he tell Rose? You can do it, Rose. I believe in you. I'm confident in you. You're not going to cut me, okay? You got this. You got this, Rose. Just cut it. Just swing it. Just cut me free. You're going to free me. And what did Rose do? She swung that axe. It wasn't but this much room. And she cut him free. This is a situation where they're probably going to die. Jack knows that. The whole time, she's like hitting points where she's freaking out. And Jack, in the same situation she in, the ship is sinking. They got to get up to the top. And he's constantly coming up. He's thinking. He's constantly coming up with the solution. He was in constant problem solve mode. She lived because she listened. If you want to see SOS, go to the ending of the Titanic and watch Jack move. You know a man wrote that script. That wasn't no woke script. That was a man wrote that. You want to watch a man think? Go watch that. You ain't got to watch the whole thing. Just watch that ending to the end. Every time they ran into an issue, he was like, no, come this way. No, grab this. No, let's do this. No, we got to go this way. No, come on, Rose. Come on, you got to do it. Come on, we got to do it. That was his whole thing. That's why she loved Jack. If you wanted to know why she loved Jack, the poor guy that didn't have the money, it was because he had SOS. It was because there was system, order, and structure. That ties into the logic, the logical thought. Thank you, Wrench. So she could see where to cut because she didn't have an oversized lashes. Right. Stronger. We want men stronger. We want them physically stronger than us. Again, we going back to the protection piece. But we also want him mentally stronger. We want mental toughness out of him. We want a man that he ain't crumbling every 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes you turn around, he balled up in the fetal position. He's stronger than her. Listen, because we like that physical strength too. Tell us which one of us, ladies, which one of us don't like when our man come up and just grab. I ain't talking about no beating. I'm talking about just the grab. The hug or the embrace or the, you know what I'm saying? Or he's getting you out of the way of something that you didn't see. And he grab and pull you real quick. And you feel that man strength. You feel that extra scrumph. You be like, oh. Tell me we don't like that. Because every last one of us do. Lioness and hyena both. Come through and snatch me all the way up. I want to be snatched up. You act like you don't want to be snatched up. It's a whole bald-faced lie. We like the physical strength. We like his demonstration of it on us and on other things. We like that demonstration of strength when he picking up stuff we can't pick up. We done struggled with it. For whatever reason, I done struggled with a bunch of bags. And here he come. What you doing struggling with the bag? I just got these from the store. Put them down. That's number one. Thank you, 39 Dina. Put them down. Because you still trying to struggle to the door. You look crazy. Put the bag down. I'll get them. And he walked right on over there. Them 4-5 bags you done struggled. Because don't let one of them have a gallon of milk. The other one got the eggs in there. The other one got, the potatoes in there. The other one got. You done struggled. Here he come with the one-arm scoop of all the bags. And you be looking like, you be like, oh, I got the bread. Don't worry about that, baby. I got the bread. I just bet you do get the bread. You done struggled. He come up with the one-arm scoop of all the bags. You probably gonna make 2 trips from the car to the house with the bag. He come through, scoop one bag, one arm. He ain't even doing 2 hands. But come on, you be like, tell me you don't be like, ooh, with the vein, with the bicep don't pop through. An impromptu gun show. Tell me we don't like the impromptu gun show. Fellas, we love the impromptu gun show. We really do. We really be standing back talking about some. I'm a sex shooter. That's what we be back there in our mind. Right. The other arm got the watermelon, or the other arm got the baby. I done struggled an hour with this stuff. Don't get me started. I can do a whole show on men's strength. I can. Thank you, Jay, for demonstration on other things. We know what that means. Yeah. Oh, definitely. We like demonstrations of strength. Yeah, go ahead, jack the car up. That's why we come watch y'all do stuff. You be trying to figure out why she, watching. I'm just looking. know what I'm saying? Yeah, apply a little pressure to turn the wrench. You be like, ooh. I got a wrench you can turn. What is you doing? Nothing. I'm not doing nothing. You want some water? Not right now. You sure? Leaders. We need him to be leaders. We need him to be leaders. The difference between the lioness and the hyena with a man's leadership is that the lioness must support his leadership. The hyena fights him for leadership. She fights him for dominance. We need him to be the leader. When he a better leader, all of these things come into play. Because all of these things come into the leadership position. Okay? Thank you, Mr. Vincenzo. So I love when you said you got the bread. Yeah. We'll show like we done did something. We'll go pick up the bread. Like, girl, if you don't knock it off, nobody needs you to pick that bread up. We be helping y'all. We be helping. You know. We be helping y'all with the groceries. Yeah, we got the tissue. You know, that kind of stuff. Baby, I got the tissue. You just be looking like, I'm not even gonna look at her. Somebody come get her. Like, I'm not even gonna look at her. Cause she clowning for attention at this moment. Y'all know when we clown for attention. Because that's what lionesses do. We clown for attention. Watch a lioness want the attention of a male lion and see don't she start clowning. She get the twisting round and that tail get the pop up. She clowning. She ain't never twisted around that many times in the last 2 weeks. Now all of a sudden you can't stop her from twisting around and, you know, she jumping. Since when she be jumping? Since when a lioness, you know, hopping? Because she wants some attention. Supporting his leadership. Thank you, Perfect Shadow said we love when y'all ask for our help, especially something physical. Yeah. And we, you know, when we not being hyenas, when they're not hyenas and it's lionesses, we gonna ask for the help because we want to be in our feminine energy. And I can't be in feminine energy trying to lug no 10-pound bag of potatoes. I'm just not finna do it. This relates to logic. We need him to be better thinker, a better thinker. We need him to think clearly. This calls for his better foresight. Thank you, Jay. So I did help. I brought in the Kool-Aid. Right. No, I brought in, you know, think of anything ridiculous. You know, we need him to be better thinkers, better than us. We need him better than us in this way. We need him to have better foresight. We need him to be able to do things in a better way or think about them in a better way than what we thought about them. Okay? Because we'll go somewhere, be in the car, talking on the phone, or listen to some music or whatever. We done got out. We ain't thought about all of the surroundings. What's going on? When I pulled up to go to the store, I pulled in the parking lot. Do I notice that there is 2 or 3 men, a couple of cars down that's arguing right now? And am I aware enough of that situation to know whether or not this is okay for me to get out and that's not nothing? Or is they going to bust out guns and I'm going to get caught in the crossfire? You see what I'm saying? Women are typically not quite as aware. I'm not saying that we're never aware of our surroundings, because depending on where you grew up, you kind of gotta be if you want to live to, the next day. But at the same time, we're still women and we will get caught up in doing something. You know what I'm saying? We done stopped and opened the trunk and we digging in the trunk, ain't realized that somebody else done came around the back and, it could be a flank situation or whatever. Men think like that. Women don't really think like that. That's where the man's covering. That's his covering. That's where that come from. Because he'll tell you, when you pull in the garage, before you be getting out and getting busy doing this, that, and the third, make sure the garage door closed. Make sure it's closed. Because you don't want nobody, as you getting out and getting the kids or whatever it is you doing, getting the bags, whatever, the garage door still open. Somebody could come through. Now you caught up. You ain't noticed, you know what I'm saying, that 2 or 3 cars behind you, these people been following you from the mall. You ain't noticed it though. And you done drove all the way home. Now they know where you live. This is what men do. This is the type of thinking that men do, that women do not do. You walking around oblivious, kinda, yeah, baby, and da-da-da-da-da. And you know what I'm saying? You texting, you just in your own little world. The situational awareness is what I'm talking about. The situational awareness. Where are you? Who are these people around you? Just don't take for granted that it's crowded and stuff like that. Oh, okay. No, watch the fact that these dudes is coming towards you. You know what I'm saying? One of them bumped up against you. Why did he do that? It was plenty of room. He might have just pickpocketed you. You standing around, you know what I'm saying? I seen a lot of these chicks ain't got no covering, no man. They standing around with their kids. They kids way over there somewhere, 2 aisles back. As she searching for clothes, anybody can come get that kid. And she don't know where they went. She was so busy looking at these dresses or looking at the shoes that the baby done wandered off. Then when she look around, Keisha, where you at? Men don't tolerate that. What you gonna tell your husband about what happened to your baby? What you gonna tell him? Oh, I was so busy texting and laughing. And our baby was an aisle over. Well, she ain't but 4. She all a foot and a half tall. I can't see her behind them clothes. It ain't nothing you gonna be able to tell that man. I done seen it all over. Babies be 2-3 paces behind you. They be just a walking. Poor little baby, little legs. Can't keep up. Come on. I've watched them. I've gotten the little baby sometime. Just get the little baby because the mama done walked way ahead. I said, that's your mama? Because she crying because she can't keep up. I brought her a little, she couldn't have been no more than about 4-5 years old. I brought her to her. I said, this your baby? Yeah. I said, she was way back there crying because she couldn't keep up. Well, thank you. Yeah, don't bother getting an attitude. Because that's what you don't want to do. Because I'll embarrass you in here. So don't get no attitude. You don't even need to have this little baby. Because she is not safe with you. Because had I been a psycho and ran off with her, you wouldn't have known who, what, when, or where. Pretty little girl, too. She pretty. This was years ago. Just the cutest little girl. She was starting to panic. Thank you, Jihad. And last but not least, he needs to be a visionary. What is that? He can see more of what we cannot see. I've given this example before. A man's point of view versus a woman's point of view. Imagine a man sitting on a perch or being very high in the sky where he can see the landscape in its entirety. So he's able to see what's coming this way, what's coming that way, what's going on over here, what's going on over there. A woman is ground level. She's looking at more of the things that's right in front of her. She's not really aware of what's going on a perimeter or what might be coming way miles away and things of that nature. That she's dealing in her insight. He's dealing in his foresight. In order to be a real visionary, this man has systems, orders, and structure in his life and everybody's life that deal with him. They say they want leaders, but they don't understand who this man is. He ain't got time to be up under your butt all day. He don't want to be up under your butt all day. What he require you to do is to assist him in the vision he has, in the purpose he has, in the system, order, and structure he has created. You don't have a vision. He's not getting on your program. You're getting on his program. You're getting on his program. Hyenas don't like it because they think men are supposed to get on their program. You don't have a program, ma'am. Not one that any masculine man is concerned with. Because a man that's a leader that's better than you is not coming to get his marching orders from you. A masculine man that is a leader is not coming to get his marching orders from you. You get your marching orders from him. So I know folks don't like, and better, because there was a couple of trolls in the room. Better. I said what I said. We don't want no man that ain't better than us. No woman want a man that ain't better than her. It's just that hyenas have a hard time with that word. Just like they got a hard time with the word submit and all of these other words that indicate femininity. They have problems with those words. Lionesses don't have problems with those words. Because we understand what those words mean and what they're supposed to do and how we're supposed to benefit from that. I do not want no man that's not better than me. And I need women to really understand that. Like, I know I'm kind of with the point, but I need women to understand that. Just because we want men who are better than us doesn't mean that we automatically become trash and have no value. And a man who is masculine doesn't think that the woman that he invites into his life that submits and understands he's her better, he would never devalue that woman. He would never devalue that woman. He would never be, you know what I'm saying, every 2 seconds, you know I'm better than you. You know I'm better than you, don't you? Because if you got to say it, you're probably not. If he got to say every 2 seconds how much better he is. And you know, one thing too that kind of brought to mind is these little TikTok videos. There's a bunch of them. They be talking about how, you know what I'm saying, you want your equal and men aren't really better than us. You know, we don't. Yes, they are. The men that you want to pick you want them better. I'm going to keep saying the word better because I know it trigger a bunch of people. Better. I'm going to keep saying it. So what if a woman has been chosen like Harriet Tubman? Harriet Tubman was taught what to do with the Underground Railroad. She didn't make it up. She didn't make that up. She didn't create that system. That was a system. Men created that system because men create systems. She followed it. I mean, that don't take nothing away from her. She followed a system that men created, that black men created to free slaves. I mean, and that's fine. We can applaud that. I have no problem with that. But I'm not going to give her a credit she don't have. When our men win, we win. When our men win, we win. I'm actually going to talk about that. Y'all familiar with 90 Day Fiance, right? I'm going to go back to that. I'm not going to be able to show no clip because they be dinging me with the clips. But y'all are familiar with, I'm assuming that some of the women in here are familiar with 90 Day Fiance and the Muslim couple, Shaida and Bilal. And how she don't want to sign that prenup because Bilal is wealthy. We're going to talk about her. She don't want to sign that prenup, and the reasons is all modern women. All modern women reasons. But we'll get to that. I be wanting to show y'all the clips, who they be getting me with them clips. Ooh. Jihad. I am not going to go off into a tangent with that, but brother, a Muslima not wanting a prenup is bananas. That's bananas. As a Muslima. That's why he keep coming back to it. Like, you ain't gonna sign this prenup. I'll send you back to Trinidad. You got more money? I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna save it. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and start wrapping this up. But before we do, we are almost at 4,000 signatures for the petition that we have against Black Lives Matter as an organization. Let me explain something because I have a couple of questions in a couple of my past videos comment section about the petition and the contribution, the monetary contribution to that. I don't receive any of that money, and neither do I have access to it. This is why I don't pressure the contribution part of it, because that monetary contribution, if you so happen to do so on change.org, goes to change.org. And what they do with what you're paying for is their promotion to other members, which they have hundreds of thousands of members, probably millions of members, who might be interested in signing the petition. So they start advertising it, within the website and all of those types of stuff, emailing it to members and things of that nature. That's what's being paid for. I've contributed money myself. I don't get that money. That money is not for me. I'm not looking to make money at all off of this petition, because that's not what it's about. What it's really about is us coming together as a community and holding Black Lives Matter as an organization accountable directly from the community to them without any middleman. Okay? So I just wanted to explain that to anybody who might have that as a question in their mind. Well, what's going on with the money, the contribution? That's what's happening with the contribution. Again, it's completely optional. That's why I don't say, ooh, y'all gotta contribute money. You don't. I'm more interested in the signatures themselves. The signature and the sharing, because that's what gets the word out. And that's what makes the petition powerful. Without the signatures, it's just gonna sit there. Nobody's gonna pick it up. Nobody's gonna pay it any attention. So the most important part of it is the signatures and the sharing across social media. The link to This petition is now in the chat room, and it is also in the description box as well. Also, a man is always better than his woman, and he can only be better when he on his A game. His A game, A game. So if you want your man better, you want him on his A game, you want him bigger, smarter, taller, faster, stronger, you want all of these things, he can achieve that with the help of A game. A game is the #1 overall support for men's health. And it supports his vitality, his energy, his strength, and his libido. So potent that you don't even take it every day, but you do need to take it with plenty of water. It's made of 21 herbs with no artificial ingredients, with no inactive ingredients or fillers. So what you want to do is you want to get your A game by clicking the link at the top of the chat, agameherbal.com, and please don't forget your 10% discount using the code Kendra10. I want to thank everyone for your very generous contributions through Super Chat, Cash App, and PayPal. Last but not least, I want to thank my support system, without which could not have brought you this show or any other show. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the